What's up, guys? Honey Ash with you here, bringing you the final season of Fairytail anime review, episode 10, or in other sites you probably see it as episode 286, I think, or 287, somewhere around there. It's usually one of those two titles you'll find it in. But this episode was awesome. Brandish, as it continues with her, she is actually there to get some of that sweet melon candy. But because the place was destroyed, they made a joke out of it. And she starts crying. She's like, who did this? And her henchman was like, oh, they did it. And it was like, oh, that's sleazy. You're the one who actually did it. And she was like, oh, well, whatever. We're leaving. And the whole point basically was that she didn't really care about Fairytail much. But her assistant was like, if we fail, we're going to get in trouble. And she's like, I don't care. Just return their teammates and let's go. So they returned the two teammates, Lucy and Ezra, and they're completely exhausted from that place. Supposedly it was a creepy, gross place. And it's funny because Natsu was like, you hurt one of our friends. I can't let this pass. And she's like, oh, really? So she snapped her fingers and her assistant just disappeared. It's not stated if he's dead or not, but he's gone. And then she states, you lost one, I lost one. We're even now. Bye. And not to continue to pressure her, and she just basically, she released her intense power, and everyone started shaking her and Ezra, and she basically turned the island into like a stone pebble for her to be able to stand on, but everyone else fell because there's no more land, so they were in the water. And Ezra states that this lady Brandish, her power is basically mass manipulation. She can control the mass of objects and people, and she can either shrink them or enlarge them, or make them way less or way heavier. So it's a pretty unique ability, very good, depending on how used. But her magic is just so intense. And she also threatened Fairytail, saying, we have 12 wizards in total that are this powerful. The 12 Spriggans, which are the shield for their King Spriggan, and the Spriggan King himself, who we find out later on who that is. And after she gives them that information, they leave, and they are on the boat, gathering, talking about what their next plan is. Then they all teleport somewhere, and Miss is like, oh, this is my doing. And they all scream at him, freaking out, saying, don't do that without telling us first. And then we see Angel, or Serena, or Serena as they call her. But the chick with the white hair, the big boobs, who's also a summoner, the one that Lucy had her fight to gain Ares' keys. She was actually the spy contact. And it was stated that Brandish destroyed her, but she states that she almost got destroyed and she was able to run away with her life intact. So I'm not sure what kind of magic she pulled to escape, but hey, she was able to escape. So she couldn't win, but she escaped at least. So go Angel. But basically she's like, I'm the contact spy, and we know where Master Makaro's at and stuff. And she was saying hi to all the people, saying it's been a long time we've seen each other. And Lucy was like, it's good to see you. And she went up to Lucy's face and basically took her by her drawstring and strapped her into her face and was like, don't forget I killed Curran. And then Edward was like, stop it, Angel. And she's like, okay, just saying that. And they had a little intense moment with each other, but Angel was just acting like that so Lucy can repel her instead of trying to get close to her, because she doesn't want Lucy to get close to her because of what she did, because she still feel bad for it. But that was basically the whole point of that scenario, if you view that part in the manga. But she takes him to this, basically, to the Spriggan Kingdom to get their master. And while that happening, we see Master Makaraj. He's with a guy who is the High Minister of that place. His name is Jael, I believe it's pronounced Jael, or Jajiel, something like that. It's like a barbaric name, so it's harder for me to pronounce. But basically he's the High Minister, and he's just there attending with Makaraj, and Makaraj was allowed by the king to stay there until he returns to talk to him about negotiation. So he's just there playing cards with them. And the old man tells him, hey, I heard about your kids, your group, and what they done. And he was like, yeah, I'm surprised. And basically, after they talk in their little card game, which there was some significance in their talk, because Malkaraj lost the card game, and the guy gave him a warning saying, if you want to win, always hold on to your goddess. In other words, always save your best for last. Make sure whatever your last move is going to be, make sure it's always your best. So, that old phrase, save your best for last? That's technically what he was saying to Malkaraj. But then we get the king, he comes back, and we see who the Spriggan king is. His name is Spriggan, which they named the emperor after the whole palace after him, Spriggan, but we know who he really is. His real name is Za'Erith Dragneel, Natsu's brother. So, yeah, Za'Erith is actually the king. And he has two names. He has Za'Erith, the Wizard of Death, and he has Spriggan, the king of the Alvarez Empire, in the country of Iconis, or Iconisy, something like that. But that happened, and we also get to be introduced to some new Spriggans. Because we got introduced to Banish, and we know Gassarina betrayed the Fairy Kingdom, and he's also one. That's 2 out of the 12. But we got some new ones. We got a chick named Miria Yista. We got Envel, the Code Emperor. We got Jel Havami, the grandson of that old man, by the way, and another one named August. So in total, we got about 6 out of the 12 shields. Yeah, we got 6 so far out of the 12 shields. So just going through my notes, wrote down their names. But like I said, we got 12 out of the 12 Spriggan shields, the 12 guards of Ishgard, which is Za'Erith's knights, his top 12. We got 6 of them so far. Now, who are the other 6? That's just gonna have to wait and see. But Za'Erith told his guards to leave him be. He wanted to speak to Malkaraj by himself. And when they spoke, he basically told Malkaraj, no, we're not gonna have no negotiation. I want this Dragon Festival to begin. And Malkaraj is like, oh, so you want to start a war? Well, I'm not gonna let you hurt my kids or gain Fairy Heart. Which Luminary Historia, that crystal that the Maris is in, the real name is actually Fairy Heart. We still don't know what it does yet, but we did get clarification that the reason why the war stopped 10 years ago, when they first invaded, was because of a rebellion one of the 12 Spriggan caused. So Za'Erith had to go there and kill that Spriggan that caused this rebellion. And this spot was empty for a while until Gassarina betrayed Fiora and went over there, and now he has that spot. So, just giving you that brief history. Because a lot of people were swept over that in the manga. And I believe in the episode, a lot of people didn't really catch that, but that's basically, that was explained from Za'Erith to Malkaraj, that he actually stopped the war 10 years ago. It wasn't the fact that they were scared or face, or that permanent ether magic thing that the council has, the 2 weapons. Even though, yes, they were deadly towards him, that's not the real reason why he stopped it. He just stopped it because he didn't want to get his people hurt, and he didn't really feel no point yet. So he stopped it by killing the one who rebelled against him. And I believe it was 2 or 3 people that betrayed from the Spriggans. But we know one of them, again, Gassarina took that spot, so he's a new Spriggan. Then Za'Erith goes to kill Malkaraj and says, any final words before I kill you and send your body back to your children? I know this is going to really get Natsu motivated. And he just says, you monster. And he's like, no, Spriggan means ugly fairy. And he wants to go crush him with his dark magic. And Mist, and the Lake of Time, finally came in, teleported, grabbed Master Malkaraj, and left. He darted out. And you just see Za'Erith with a smirk and saying, yay, Natsu's here. And we go back to Natsu's group, and everyone's super happy to, see the Master again. And the Master's then shocked that he's alive, but he gets to see his kids. But Mist tells them the bad news, that Za'Erith is over there. And Natsu freaks out, and he looks over there. And as you see in the thumbnail, we just have Za'Erith just looking to the mountaintops, because he feels Natsu over there. I mean, Natsu is his brother and his / creation, so. But that was the end of the episode. This was a great episode. Loved it a lot. Can't wait for next week's episode. Things are really heating up. I know the Alvarez Emperor arc in the manga did good in the beginning, but then like towards the end it was just blah. And it was a lot of things that people didn't like. And even myself, there was a couple of things that was like, really? But Harold Mashima did say in an interview a while back that he wants to fix this in the anime. So hopefully the anime will be better than what the manga did, and we actually have some good stuff and clarification more. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. My link will be down below. Share with your family and friends. Tell me what you thought of this episode, what you like and didn't like, and tell me what you expecting to see next episode. And tell me what you think the Spriggan powers are just by their name. Please don't spoil it either, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Holding Alice, signing out. Peace.